Hi, everyone. My name's Jennifer Cross, and I'm here with Dr. Tanisha Burke for Parenting the Fascinating Way. And we're on episode 9 in a series that we're doing on setting limits. And Dr. Burke is going to talk to us today about how to avoid sibling rivalry.
Yes. So in our last episode, we looked at sibling fights. And sibling fights is basically, your children going against each other for toys or whatever it is that they need to share. Sibling rivalry is a bit different in the sense that it's sometimes they are pit against each other to succeed, whether it's for the parents, whether it's for the school, or they themselves think that they need to team up against each other in order to prove that they are significant or that they belong in a family. And there are certain dynamics that happens in a family that would lead children to think that they need to do that. So one of the things I want to emphasize is that sometimes the birth order also has something to do with it, right? So you may realize that the first child is the one who is the boss, the first to achieve everything. The second one is tend to be the rebellious one, or those who fight for injustice. Well, the third is the baby. You need to all take care of me. And we will realize that sometimes that also influences what they do. So you may have one that is very sporty, one that is very studious, and one that is quite laid back and social butterfly and don't care about much relating to academics or sports. Now that is okay, but then you do have parents who make the mistakes of then comparing. So why can't you be as athletic as your brother? Why can't you be as smart as your brother? Your brother gets straight A's. What about you? What parents are not realizing is that they're creating a rivalry between or among the siblings. There are certain things that can happen. You might have a sibling who just decides to drop out and pretend as if they can't do anything because they don't like the comparison. So they're like, I'm dumb, I'm stupid, that's it. You may have others then who literally fight with each other to achieve the admiration and praise from their parents. So we really need to understand that. And there's also another thing that parents of young children may not realize, and that is the first child sometimes feels dethroned when you have a second or third child. And you will see this kind of rivalry when there's an age difference, say between 1 year and 3 years old. That's where you see it. So the child may feel, oh, you don't love me as much anymore. I am not the special one. I'm not as important. And so they kind of develop this complex where they feel that they probably need to overcompensate and please to get the admiration. And sometimes they may not want to treat their siblings well because of that, because this other sibling is getting all the love and attention. So we need to be very careful of that. And I just have a few tips to help parents.
Great.
If you have multiple children. So the first one is to really get into your child's world, understand their perspective. And this is really important for the firstborn. So they may feel like they're being dethroned. And you have to say to them, no, it's just that we have a newborn and they can't move or talk. They're not as independent as you are. So we have to be a little bit more gentle with them. What you can do as parents is that when you have people around, family, friends, tell them that they need to greet the first child first. Spend time. Don't go and gush over the newborn. Oh my God, he's so cute. And then you have the firstborn standing there like, okay, so I'm not cute anymore. Or, you know what I mean? So you have to really make sure you don't gush over newborns. Give the same amount of attention. Greet the firstborn first, and make sure you give special time to the firstborn. So make sure you take them out on special dates. I mean, if you have a newborn, that may be a bit difficult. So you might want to spend 10 minutes alone, like if the newborn is asleep, with your child, your firstborn, just to have some form of bonding. Then, instead of pitting the children against each other by comparison, you need to focus on their strengths. So one may be good at handling stress. So you may say, I appreciate how well you handle stress. That's really good. Another one may be very empathetic. So you may say, I love that you're always looking out for somebody who is in need. That's a really great trait to have. So you have to play up on their strengths and not on their weaknesses. And please don't compare and say you want the child A to be like child B. And also, don't do the competition thing. Don't say because child A is getting straight A's, you need to get straight A's like your brothers. You have to understand too that sometimes children will have strengths and weaknesses in different subject areas. So when you try to make it a competition that both of you must get this grade, what you're going to do is actually demotivate one of the children to actually stop working. And the last thing I would share is to make sure that you build teamwork in your family, have a sense of belonging and significance with your children by making sure that you can do like teamwork together. So you might have them do home projects, building something. Always make sure you emphasize that we are a team. We are a team, and as a team, everybody in the team has different strengths and abilities that we all appreciate, and all those differences come together to make us stronger. So if you can do that, then you reduce the chance of sibling rivalry. But just to give you a little refresher, sibling rivalry is more likely to happen between when there's like a 1 to 3 year age gap. So you have to be on alert for that, and just make sure you do everything to make sure each child feel like they belong, each child feel that they're significant. Don't compare them at all. Focus on their individual strengths and abilities.
Well, that was great. Thank you so much. So interesting. And it was great to see you. Everybody watching, please like, comment, and share. Dr. Burke is happy to answer any of your questions regarding parenting. And also, she does teach Fascinating Womanhood classes online or in person if you're in the area. So head on over to her website, tanishaburke.com. Correct?
Yes, that's correct.
Okay. Thank you, and I will see you soon. Bye-bye.
Bye, guys.